Are you a determined and ambitious woman entrepreneur seeking to elevate your selling skills? Then I have a training for you. It's called How Any Woman Can Confidently Close Any Deal in a One-on-One Sales Call in Any Business or Industry. In this training, you'll be shown 3 techniques that you can immediately apply to your consultation calls and improve your close rate. This is a live training with me, and there's going to be an opportunity to ask questions. So come get yourself registered right now by going to yoursalesmaven.com/close. Easy, right? Okay, I'm going to see you there.
Do sales conversations make you feel awkward or pushy? It's time to ditch the outdated salesy strategies. Your guide, Nikki will show you how to combine kindness with selling skills to meet your prospects where they are, and in the process, how to up-level your influence and income. Learn how to earn business easily and effortlessly. Here's Nikki.
Welcome, and thank you for listening to the Sales Maven Show. I'm your host, Nikki Roush. And today we're going to be talking about how and when to communicate changes to your clientele. So this is one of those things that comes up a lot in conversations and coaching sessions with clients. And I find that often people hold themselves back from making necessary changes in their business for fear of how their clients are going to respond. They're not sure how to communicate the change. They don't know how people are going to respond. And so they just do nothing. And they start to build up some resentment over the fact that they've done nothing, knowing that things need to change in their business. So I want to just get into this today, and I want to share a couple success stories around it in case you have found yourself here at some point, or maybe you're getting to that point as we approach the end of the year. Oftentimes there are changes happening, right? Programs that you used to have are going away, or you'd like to change up a program that you've been offering, or maybe you'd like to change a product that you've been offering. Maybe you need to communicate a price increase. Like there's all kinds of opportunities right now where changes need to happen, or contracts are going to be renegotiated. Like there's lots of opportunity here for you to communicate changes. So the how and the when is often some of the questions that come up. So I'm going to challenge you to ask yourself a couple questions. First and foremost, who needs to know about this change? Who really is going to be impacted? One of the biggest mistakes that people make is they think, well, I need to announce it to the world. Well, is that really true? Because if the world is not currently paying you for said service, they don't need to know about the change. And I know I've spoken about this specifically in episodes where I've talked about communicating a price increase. I know I have training courses on this. I have scripts in the Sales Maven studio on communicating a price increase. So you really need to challenge yourself, who really does need to know this? And you might even ask yourself, go a little deeper, and what's the upside to addressing it? And then the second or next question after that is to ask, what's the downside by not addressing it? There's often times where you can just make a change and it's not that big of a deal. It might seem like a really big deal to you, but it isn't that big of a deal. And so therefore, it doesn't really need to be communicated. Now, when it does need to be communicated, that's a different story. And we'll get into that. So I want to share a couple stories of some client interactions and some conversations that I've been having recently, which is always usually what prompts me to record a solo episode. So even as recently as this morning, I was having a conversation with a trusted colleague and friend, somebody who we bounce ideas off of each other and seek advice from each other. This is a trusted mentor of mine. And this person was communicating that they are interested in making a potential shift in their business. and wanted some feedback from me. And we were kind of talking through ways to do this and, you know, ways to think about it and all this good stuff. And one of the questions that came up is, how do I even tell my existing client base about this shift? Now, in this particular case, this was going to be something, it is something that clients will wonder about, and it will be a shift. So in this particular case, it does need to be communicated. So one of the things that, okay, so asking these questions, who needs to know? So in this case, existing clients, and possibly even people who are just in this person's community that aren't really even paying this person money yet. So that this will need to be addressed. Now, when to address it, like when this person feels ready, or when something is about to launch, that's a really great time to address it. And then the other thing about the how to address it that we troubleshooted is I had suggested to use it as a teaching opportunity. So I would challenge you to think about, can you do this in your own business when you need to make some kind of a change? Can you use it as a teaching opportunity? This particular person, this makes 100% sense in her business because of who her clients are and how she works with her clients, to be able to show clients that she is walking her talk and that she is taking her own advice and applying it to her own business. It's a great like case study, right? You can use it to teach and use it to have examples. And when you're able to do that with your business, it shows credibility about the work that you bring to the table and what they're going to get out of when they hire you. So I would challenge you to think about any kind of a change or shift in your business. Is it something that you could use as a teaching opportunity for your own clients with the work that they do for you? You know, I love a story. So sometimes it just is enough to give you a story to share that helps other people go, oh, okay, yeah, I see how I can do this, or I see, you know, ways to do this in my own business. I often get asked for advice around things that aren't just sales related. People want to know, my clients often want to know why and how I'm doing certain things in my business, like behind the scenes type of stuff. And I share that pretty liberally with clients, especially those who ask for it. And so I often look for ways to turn it into a teaching opportunity. As a matter of fact, when I launched my last book in the way back 2019, when it hit the shelves, we did a big book launch. We had a team of people who applied to be on the book launch team. And there was a bunch of things that we did to launch the book out into the market. And so instead of just me and my little team of 3 people, you know, me plus the 3, we had a team of 70 people participate in being a part of a book launch team. Now, I don't teach people how to do this, but it's something I've done. And I get asked like often about it. Like, what did you do, Nikki, to launch your book? Like, what were the steps of it? And as a matter of fact, somebody just reached out to me recently who was on the book launch team, who has written her first book. And she said, do you have any documentation or anything that you would share with me on what you did specifically? And so we do have documentation on it because it was a big process and there was a lot that went into it. And because I get asked enough about this, I actually put together a document that I share with clients now when they have some big launch that they want to do. I can give them examples. So that's what I mean by a teaching opportunity. Maybe for your business, if you like this idea, you could do this. Sit down and outline, like, what did you do? What were the steps? And is it something that you could share with clients from a teaching opportunity? it isn't necessarily, in this particular case with me, it doesn't make me money, but my paying clients, they get access. Again, I'm pretty revealing about everything that I do. So they get access to those things. And if I have documentation, I typically will share it with my paying clients. So for us to put together this document that's got these like 5 steps of things we did with sample scripts and things like that, like that's a great way to share, in this particular case, a change, which for me, the change was launching the latest book. Okay. So how can you turn it into a teaching opportunity? That's the first piece of advice that I would give, and use it that way. Now, the second thing that I was thinking about when I was deciding to record this podcast episode was this idea of a client, and I may have shared a story on the podcast about this. I know I've shared it with clients in certain instances, but a client that I was working with, we were talking about her starting to charge for something that up until very, very recently, she'd been giving away for free. So obviously this was going to be communicating a change, and she was really uncomfortable with it. She was super afraid that all of her clients would leave because now they were going to have to pay for something that they had been getting for free. Are you ready to uplevel your sales game? Well, here is a gift for you. It is the Mastering the Sales Conversation mini training. This training gives you my proven step-by-step approach to sales so that you can go from that overwhelmed and intimidated approach that you have to sales to feeling confident and leading a conversation so that you easily guide somebody to hiring you. You can get it right now by going to yoursalesmaven.com/mastering. This is my gift to you. Go grab it now. So I do what I do from a coaching standpoint and start asking questions. I was asking questions around like, well, are your clients even aware that they're getting this for free? Do they know that this isn't something you've charged for? Turns out it wasn't something that people knew they were getting for free. It was just something that she thought she was supposed to do, but it was actually hurting her business. And with the changes in the business, it really doesn't make sense to give it away for free, not only because the price of everything has gone up, but also if people don't know they're getting something for free, it has zero value. So if nothing else, we needed to communicate what that change was and how it impacted. So we crafted some message. I helped her craft some message of communicating that going forward, when they had this particular service, if they wanted this other piece of service that, again, she'd been giving away for free, that there was a charge for it. So we crafted the message, and she was really freaked out about it. Like, again, so convinced all of her clients would leave. So being the sales coach, this is what I would recommend for you guys to do as well. If you're holding yourself back from making a change, is you got to run the numbers. So I did. I ran the numbers for her, and I showed her how many clients would have to leave over the course of the year for her to make the exact same amount of money that she was already getting. Or if all of the clients stayed, actually, I think I ran the numbers. If a certain percentage of her clients left, now that I'm thinking about this, I think we estimated that 25%, and that was a really high number. There's no way 25% are leaving, but I was just trying to show her the numbers. If 25% of the clients left and she charged the other clients that stayed for the service that they should have been paying for, even at a discounted rate, which wasn't even the rate that new clients coming in would have to pay, it was going to make her $46,000 more a year for a service that she was already doing for free. So either they were all going to leave and she would make the same amount of money with 25% less clients. So not all would leave, but she would make the same amount of money. Or no, she would make $46,000 more, or it would have to be a much bigger number that would leave. It was like 50% of her clients would have to leave, and she would make no more money. I mean, it was just absolutely crazy. These numbers were so crazy that I actually had to run them a couple times because I was like, this is mind blowing at how much she's holding herself back from making this really small change. It felt like a big one to her because her business was going to grow and she wasn't actually going to do any more work. Like she was just going to make more money, period. And people were going to start paying for something that they didn't even know they were getting for free. And so she was willing to do it. She made the announcement. She let clients know the how and the when, right? That starting, it was really like, it was about a 30-day window. So starting in X month, the fee for these two services together was going to be this. And they could choose to still have the one service without the second service. So again, she would still make the same amount of money if they had their one service and didn't choose to do the second one that they were getting for free if they didn't want to pay for it. But that doesn't really make sense with her business. Of course, people are going to have the two services together. And so going back in a month later, I was like, okay, so how's it going? What's happened? How many people have left? And she's like, one person has left. And I think I showed her she had to lose 28 clients to make the same amount of money. 28 clients. That's a lot of clients in her business. So she had to lose 28 clients just to make the same amount. If she only lost 27 clients, she would still make more money. So I said, so how many of the clients have left? And she said, well, one person canceled. And I said, well, did they cancel because of the change or did they cancel for another reason? So she wasn't sure. So I gave her some language to ask. We were going to check to see what their reason for canceling was. And then how many clients have come in and you've now charged them for the service? So we talked about those numbers. And how many of them have even commented on the price change? And it was so minimal. And she was still feeling nervous about it. And so I get it. Change is hard. But the thing is she is the only thing that's in her own way. So when you have a change that you need to make or want to make in your business, if you haven't made it yet because you're not sure how or when to communicate it to your clients, then I'm going to challenge you to get some support. So whether it's you reach out to your accountability partner or your mastermind group or your coach or me, if I can support you through this and talk you through how to communicate it and help you run the numbers so that you can see this change and what it will do for your business. If that will give you the confidence to take that next step, then do it. Because oftentimes we are so afraid of change that we do nothing. But by doing nothing, you're hurting your business. So that's the purpose of this episode, is to encourage this. And I know I've shared this before. My NLP teacher used to always say, the only person who likes change is a wet baby. Change is uncomfortable. I get it. But in order for growth to happen, we have to start getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. And we have to be willing to communicate to our clients when appropriate, when they're the right clients, when they need to know this information, what the changes are. And sometimes it's something that seems so big. And it turns out nobody cares but you. And you've been holding yourself back all this time for no reason. I know I shared this recently in a live training that I was doing about one of my clients who, again, was so hesitant to let go of a piece of an offer. She was like, I don't know. It's been a part of this offer this whole time. I think people are going to feel like they're being shorted. I don't want to change the price. I just want to get rid of this one piece of the offer. So again, by asking her some questions and helping her dig into the data behind it, it turned out that nobody cared. Not even one person. So I helped her craft the message of what to say to people. Not even one of her clients cared that she took away a piece of a service. And yet for her, it was like freedom. Not having to deliver on this piece of service was something that was dragging her down. So it might be time for you. I'm encouraging you. I hope you take this episode as encouragement. I hope the stories were helpful and that you seek advice, you seek encouragement, you seek reassurance in your own decisions. Whatever is getting in your way of keeping you from communicating this change and just making the change in your business, go do it. Get some feedback, get some support, whatever you need, but make the change in your business because right now there's something that you need to change in order for your business to grow, in order for you to scale to the next level, and you can do it. I believe in you. All right. Thanks for listening. I hope this episode was helpful. I'm wishing you continued success, and I'm wishing you the change that you need in your business right now. All right. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for listening to Sales Maven. Visit us online at yoursalesmaven.com/maven for more resources to boost your confidence and skills.
Are you ready to increase your confidence in your sales conversations? I have a gift for you that is going to show you exactly how to do that. It is my Closing the Sale ebook. It's all about leveling up your confidence, giving you language to use, how to seamlessly move somebody through the sales process. And you can get it right now by going to yoursalesmaven.com/Maven. Go grab it.